So Slugslinger and Sharkticon, a good evening, were assigned by Alpha Quintesson to join Mirage on a mission to abduct Kicker Jones and beat up on the Omnicons. You better get the super robot and keep it busy right on time. You better get the super robot and hope that it's as powerful as Optimus Prime. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back from the Transformer Transformation Review thing. Yeah, I put a down payment, a little 2-bedroom place today. Oh yes, in this very nice little apartment building you may have heard of called Fortress Maximus. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time to be a Transformers fan because well, the movie toys are going, but all the Prime stuff's coming on. The new generation stuff coming on. The War for Cybertron stuff is sweet. I haven't played the game. I really don't want to. The GDO. What does GDO stand for? I know what they are, but I don't know what GDO stands for. Trying generations. I don't know. GDO. Can't find TF Wiki. I cannot find it on TF Wiki. What does GDO stand for? McFeely, I hope you're watching this. You probably won't be. GDO. What does that stand for? I want to know. I love the look of the Megatron. The Paradive looks okay, you know. Paradive is a Decepticon. What's going on there? I like the shark thing going on in his ass. And then you've got Hotspot, protected by Hotspot, looks very nice. And Fortress Maximus. And all the other lovely things that are coming out. Alternity, I don't care about. It's a good time to be a Transformers fan. It's fun time. It's good time, fun time. I've shaved the head again. I'm in and out of YouTube at the minute just because, well, it's not. It isn't because I don't feel like it. It's a busy season for choirs and stuff. I work a lot with choirs. Is that a good reason? It's a good enough for me. Also, my back is giving me terrible jip. But I put a down payment on Fortress Maximus, which is nice. I'm very pleased about that. So Slugslinger, this fell off him. This little thing. So I got some time ago Air Razor. Do you know the one I mean? Yes, she's on my knee here. She's on my points. She's down here. That's never going to happen, is it? If you know me. I had to wear this today because I was wearing a black Superman t-shirt, and then I thought, you know, Dorian, the redoubtable Dorian, chastised me once, and well, he should. Well, I should, because I was wearing something dull like that, and he chastised me for wearing something dull and said I should be wearing something colourful and bright. And so I decided to wear one of these excellent t-shirts that Xavier gave me, a little bit of BG, with me not enough to do you any harm, and that's what you're getting shortly. So if I'm wearing bright colours, it's because Dorian Vegadeth has said wear bright colours. I am rambling. I do ramble. It is my defining characteristic. Slugslinger is a Decepticon. We'll just go back a wee bit. I'm going to show you a couple of Slugslingers today. Slugsling-I? No. The Decepticon Target Master for Generation 1. Where are you? There you are. If you ask Slugslinger to describe himself, he'll tell you he's never turned down a chance to duel anyone because he knows he'll always win. That is assuming his Nebulon partner, Caliburst, still has some ammo left for Slugslinger to use to gun down his opponent from a distance, take that away, and suddenly he's not such a tough guy after all. Lovely bit of biography there. Not enough to do you any harm. And the Energon one, because I'm going to show you them both together. Slugslinger is obnoxious. Doesn't care whether he's annoying Autobots or his fellow Decepticons. I'd get rid of him. I'd just get rid of him. His skill as a gunfighter and as a pilot is valuable enough for the Decepticons to want him around, despite his personality. But just barely. Where are you? There you are. So I have two Slugslingers. Slugslingers to show you today. This is Generation 1 Slugslinger with his Target Master, Caliburst, who is incomplete. You can see he's missing the bit that matters. He's missing the bit that matters. He is. But when you see this lovely homage, really tasty homage there. Look at that. You see, when this guy comes out first, yes, he's very sexy. Yeah. So bits full of him. Yeah, he is very sexy and he looks good. I'm just gonna take little caliburst off because, like I say, he's not complete and he is one to fall apart. This is a Slugslinger. That's a nice, tidy looking jet. Yeah, you can see what's going on, but that's okay. So, of course, Energon Slugslinger, which is only the second Slugslinger that I can find, had to have two cockpits as well. I can find two Slugslingers in the Transforming universe. Generation 1 and Energon. No others I can find. Yes, there's one Shattered Glass, but it doesn't have a plastic counterpart. And as you may or may not know, that is all I'm concerned about. This guy is so easy to transform. He has a nice, solid bit of plastic. I have to talk a little bit about some primey things. Recently, today I got the Viacon, the last one in the store. And he's very nice, and they're small. Do you know what it is? They are getting smaller and they are getting thinner, but sooner or later we're just going to forget about it. We're just going to forget about the fact that they're getting smaller and thinner. This Viacon is lovely. I would say he's probably on a par with the first edition Viacon, which I don't have. But the transformation for this Viacon is really quite ingenious. Yes, he's small. Yes, he's petite. But it's a kind of bot you don't mind owning half a dozen of and doing little bit of repaints. Need to add a little bit of paint to this guy. Some kind of just pinkiness, you know. I went looking for some pink paints today. Couldn't find any, but I will find some. Where was I going? Yeah, and Smith's near me had the deal on the weaponizers down from 35 quid to 17.99 down to 18. Got me the Prime. That is a disappointing toy. Ladies and gentlemen, do not bother with that. Trust me. Do not bother with a weaponizer. Unless you get it for $17.99, do not pay full whack for it because it is shit poor. It's absolutely shit poor. The Prime especially, the legs are one of the most disappointing things I've come across in Transformers Dome ever. For that price point, it's one of the most disappointing things. Sure, he looks great as Prime. He does. He looks good in his truck mode, apart from the fact that the back of him is a freaking mess. There isn't much transformation. The plastic is thin. You're afraid you're going to break it. Wait until they come down to 5 or 6 quid, because these things are bound to. Because there's so many of them, and they are not worth the money. Just wait. Having said that, this guy weighs about as much as fucking Weaponizer Prime does. Look at all this extraneous plastic. He is a nice thing. I'll just get rescue little calibers from the floor. Yes, you must excuse me for being away and coming back and being away and coming back. It isn't because I want especially to be away. It is a busy period. But also, my single is coming out on Monday. I am going to put a link to it, hopefully, if I can find a way to do it. Lost Witness, featuring Adams and Danny. It's written by me and my friend Eamon McCarran, and we write under the title of AMO. So, I hope you like it. Lost Witness, featuring Adams and Danny. The song is called Our Sun's Rising. You can download it from iTunes and all kinds of other places. It has been remixed by a few people already, and it's sounding really good. I will plug that again in a couple of days' time when I do another video, because I will be doing another one soon. Yeah, my back gives me jip. Well, when you get to my age, you see, having a wrinkle in my fucking forehead. I'm nearly 40. Ooh, maybe there's one that happened since last week. This is Caliburst, and as you can see, he's not complete. He doesn't have his little turret. Doesn't have the bit that matters. This is a Target Master. But I got this little guy here in a pile of junk. And he's a nice little thing. He's not bad looking at all. But this Slugslinger is very nice. I like jets anyway. And I like the fact that he's got this kind of two cockpity thing going on. He has a little automorph feature, which is cool for Generation 1. And I'll try and save it to the very end. Let's get his legs going first. I am going to show you the Energon one too. Because I may as well. Yeah. It seems these days that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. No, I'm going to try and have to get the his little hand. Sometimes in these earlier bots, the hand really doesn't want to come out, and you have to coax it. I have successfully coaxed Slugslinger's hand out with the promise of a nice hot pasty. There you go. Slugslinger likes pasties. You know, that's the kind of thing you might. Well, I mean, I've just made that up. But in Beast Wars 2, Beast Wars Neo, that's the kind of shit you can expect. Fortress Maximus, though, isn't it? Isn't it? Eh? So we've got that far, and I've kind of done all I can. Right, you can see that it's going on. And what happens next? Bada bing, bada boom. All this shit comes down like that. Where's his head? His head's here. Oh, come on, head. There you go. He's a standard. See, this is the thing. Generation 1 bots have a kind of a bot standard. It's kind of that shape, you know. Unfortunately, there's no point in me showing you his little Target Master Caliburst here because he doesn't have his turret. But this guy has 2 cockpits, and that's what I like about him. Let's put that down. He's not a bad looking bot at all. The plastic feels good. It weighs good. It's a nice feeling. Now, then we move on to Energon. I've just taken out his little missile. This is Energon Slugslinger, and as you see, he has the dual cockpits, and he has, again, the little wheels, which I will put down straight away. The missile will fire out in this mode. I'll show you where it goes. It goes right in there like that, but this one doesn't want to stay in particularly. Couple of interesting things. In the Superlink version of events, he was known as Stormjet or Stormjet. But to me, this is Stormjet. I like this. I like this bot. I like this bot. And this is a bot that increases in value. He's going to stay there because I've got various other versions of it. I've got the Skywarp version of this, and of course I've got the original Jetstorm. The one I want, and the one I'm on my Christmas list, is G-Hex's. I want that guy, I want his ass for Christmas. Really do. Like, that's Stormjet. This is Slugslinger. He was repainted, and I will show you immediately into this very, very nice version of events, who is Transformers, Timelines, Collectors Club exclusive. I love the boxes. I really love these boxes. You could use them as musical instruments. When I just show you inside here, you'll see what's going on here. Look at the sexiness of that. That's a nice thing. I don't want to take her out. I'm not going to take her out in Transformer because this guy is enough. She has Air Razor's face. That's all you need to know. And she is, what was it they called her? They called her, well, they called her Air Razor, or the pilot. What was it? What was her other name? It's like she had another name. Can't remember. Trying to give as much information as possible here without giving you any information at all. Now, what do? We're going to transform this guy. It's easy to get him into bot. It's usually the way. For example, Masterpiece Megatron, when you have him in his Walter P38 mode, that's great. When you get him into his bot mode, it's fine. You can do that. When you try to get him back into his gun mode, into his weapon mode, that's tricky. This guy, for such a small bot, is incredibly detailed. He'll just come apart all over the place. Easy enough to get into bot, but tricky as hell. Tricky as hell to get into this mode. I'll just show you underneath. Really, really tricky. Now, I'm just going to start loosening things and taking things apart. Hopefully nothing pops off. In my experience, this isn't a popper offer kind of guy, you know what I mean? So many of them are these days, but I think that's probably a pretty good safety measure because the plastic's so thin, it may very well break if it doesn't pop off first. But with these guys, the plastic actually isn't so thin at all, so there isn't so much to pop off. Now look at this. I like the fact that when you open that out, you've got to take this weapon right from the center and take it over the shoulder. I really like that. I'm going to expose his head straight away. Interesting little thing about his head, actually, because the initial head sculpt wasn't deemed wasn't deemed mean enough. If I read this right off TF Wiki, so they had to do another one, and he's got this kind of Harvey Two-Face thing going on, and it really does. It does look like he has two faces. Now, I might have a little problem with the legs here. Oh, no. You see, this is funky. Comes all the way from the outside, from that position, to the inside, right, and then forward. Really interesting. Now, what you've got to do is join them at the hip. and then secure them at the hip, and then secure the hip to the waist. Yes, that's a nice little thing. Ah, yes, that's nice. Let me see, I'm doing that right. Just about. And there are no handheld weapons here, which I'm happy about because I'm not a fan of handheld weapons. That reminds me of course, I'm sure we're all very, very delighted. Well, I certainly am to hear about Beast Hunters that are coming out of the Prime line. I'm a fan of Prime line anyway. I like what's happening with Prime line. And the Beast Hunters, I say absolutely bring it on. Even the likes of the Bumblebee with his freaking hawk bow and all the rest of it, I think looks good. The only thing that I was slightly dismayed about, not even the repaints, because there's a lot of retools going on there as well, is the fact that they brought back, I'm going to have to think about this again. They brought back the missiles. This Bumblebee has six fucking missiles. And I really did think we had reached a slightly more enlightened era where missiles were a thing of the past, but no. Now what you've got to do here on the arms is you've got to, let me see if I can remember, this panel, you think it will be so easy. You think you could go from that, you think you could go from this wing to an arm so easily, but no, no, no. You've got to reverse the whole panel, lift it up, and turn it 180 degrees and have it come in at a completely different angle. And of course, Predaking, who is an homage, of course, to Generation 1 Predaking, because we've seen the colours. The colour scheme is very similar. We've black and we've gold and orange, yellow parts. He's just looking fantastic. Of course, I've yet to see shots of the bot mode, and I'm very keen to see that. And I've seen some of the other little bots that are going on, but this Beast Hunter stuff excites me greatly. I'm a fan of Prime, the whole Prime line anyway, and the Beast Hunters, to me, it's like, it makes me think of the Beast era. Is it like a continuation of the Beast era? I do hope so, because I am a fan of that era. Some of the very best bots we've ever had, in my humble, have come from the Beast era. Nearly finished. A couple of little things you can do with the wings there. I'm going to show you him now. There he is. Let me just finish off his little head. Give him his little two-face thing going on. Oh, I haven't quite done that right. Yeah, he does have this kind of Harvey Two-Face thing. I like the idea that Hasbro thought he wasn't quite mean enough, and then they give him, they sent him off for his face to be redesigned, and I'll try and give you a close-up. See if we can focus. Yeah, you can just about see. You can just about see there that he's got this kind of Harvey Two-Face thing. But the bot is really nice, and I love this. I love anything that has a kind of an over-the-shoulder missile launcher, missile holder. This missile doesn't really want to stay in, but I don't really care. The Air Razor is the Air Razor version of this. You know, just imagine it in Air Razor's colors with an Air Razor face. She is so sweet. She's actually not a bad price. You could probably pick her up for about 40 quid. And I would recommend it because the box alone is so sweet of this Transformers Collectors Club stuff. And it's a good year to be a Transformers fan. Because we've got, next year, we're going to have Fortress Maximus. Some of the Generation GDO, what does that stand for? Stuff is looking really good. Love me Slugslingers. And then we have Beast Hunters, and it just seems to get better. On Monday, so that's going to be, is that the 19th? What's today's date? See, I don't even know today's date. Today's the 20th of October, isn't it? So, Monday is the 22nd. It must be the 22nd then. Of October. Our Sun's Rising, written by me and Mr. McCarran under the name Emo, recorded by Lost Witness featuring Adams and Danny, is released. So, I would recommend at least listen to it, even if you don't buy it. But do buy it, because I'll get some royalties, and that's good. It means I can buy more bots. I can buy more shit like this, and I can get Beast Hunters next year, and I'll inundate you with videos. Ladies and gentlemen, I love my Slugslinger. That sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. Good night.
Now that's